Hey everyone, welcome back to Throwing Rod's Garage. In this video I'm going to work on my 1940 Ford 9N tractor. Now the last time I showed you guys it was running, box blading, just tinkering around for fun. And of course it smokes like a freight train. Poor thing, it needs rebuilt one day. But anyhow, in this video I'm going to tinker around with it. It's just going to be a short video. I need to get it where it's charging the battery. Now as of right now I just run it until the battery is basically dead, or until it's too low voltage for the coil to fire. Tongue-tied today. But anyhow, I do have a conversion kit I bought from a salvage yard that was on another 9N, and so it should all fall together. Belt should go on, everything should work. I just gotta wire it up to the battery so it'll charge 14 volts hopefully, and we'll go from there. Here she is. Oh, there's my chain. I was wondering where that went. I used this to pull something with. I don't remember. But anyhow, I'm going to hook up the battery. Let's see if this old girl will fire up. Contact points look beautiful. Yes, I know this terminal is flipped over, but it's worn out. So that's the best I can get for it as of right now. The old cable don't look the best either. Neither does this one, but it's fine. And the fuel is not the best either. Do we have any in there? Oh yeah, she's going up. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Woo-hoo! She's going. Did not like that. Leave a little choke still. Still cold. She don't sound too bad though. Not too bad for an old beater tractor. Especially a $400 tractor. Gotta love them. Now, I hope you guys can hear me. I don't have my mic yet. I bought a mic. Maybe it'll help out with the videos. So I like to talk when vehicles are running. But anyhow, I know I pulled the wire off the generator because it was pulling some serious voltage up to the voltage regulator, and actually smoked the voltage regulator out time before last when I used it. So I got my handy dandy little voltage meter here. So I got my handy dandy little voltage meter here, and I will show you guys what is pushing out at idle. Intermission. My little voltmeter here has a dead battery, or batteries. It says it takes 2 AAAs, so See if I can lose that screw. Well, by golly, it does. I've owned this little voltmeter for a long time, and this is the first time I ever had to replace the batteries. So, can't complain. Alright, back on board. I know I have the wire disconnected, that's what I said earlier. Jumps all over the place. This is at idle. Now I have it set at 20 volts, 20 volt max reading. Go up here and put it to 200 volt max, 9.2. This is at idle. I'm gonna rev it up to about half throttle. Full throttle. I'd say that's a little excessive. So I'm gonna start pulling this thing off. We'll get that alternator put on. Here's the junkyard alternator bracket. Looks like somebody made this one, but they did an okay job. It worked on the last tractor, and of course the junkyard belt, but surprisingly looks fairly new. So kind of excited. I'm gonna get you guys set up on a tripod, and I'm gonna start taking this one off. Don't mind my neighbors, they're out playing. The kids are having a blast. So if you hear some people back there yelling, that's just them playing. Nothing wrong with that. Enjoy them while they're young. They grow up way too quick. Alright, my little stubby wrenches out. They may not be enough leverage, but that'll be alright. Oh, this one's, it's nice. You know, even having an opened engine compartment tractor, there still seems to be lack of hand space. No big deal. It's still a blast to work on these things. Shot. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. The bracket that's up here on the alternator, this one, is incorrect. I actually have to use this one. I knew I grabbed two different brackets. I think one came off of, I do believe the alternator came off of an 8N or a Jubilee, and this bracket I ended up pulling off of an 8N, 9N. 9N. Yes, 9N. Alright. Can we get that washer off? We can. Boy, everybody's still firing their rifles off. It's deer season still. Today's the last day of the actual rifle season, but then there's a different season coming right after it. So I'm hoping to be able to get back out in the deer woods again. And belt off, possibly. Doubt it, not yet. Oh, man. Gotta grab a bigger wrench for that. Never mind. It just moves out. You just gotta move the wiring. Pull this spring back. There we go. Maybe. And lift out gently, aggressively. Ha! Got it. Well, this one's been rebuilt. May have been rebuilt, but my voltage regulator didn't care for it too much. Now, let's get this wonderful belt off the crank. This may be fun. Other side. Oh yeah. Give it. Okay. That fun part's done. Now around the fan. I'm not pulling the radiator off. Not this guy. Not today. Probably needs to come off one day. I'm struggling. And success. That poor old belt has seen better days. Oh, she could have lasted another 8, 9 years if I didn't run it. Let's put this alternator in place. Hopefully I have this sitting up the correct way, because it's been quite the hot minute since I picked up this 12-volt conversion alternator and homemade bracket. Get in there. Now. Oh, look at those wires. It'll buff. It'll be just fine. Well. Maybe I had this one turned around the wrong way. I don't know. Because it was really far out there. We'll see. All these wires are in the way. That's not going to be very good. Oh. Do you guys ever question your profession? Or is it just me? Not saying I'm a professional, but oh no. Oh no! That was my coil wire. Well. Let's see. We'll worry about that right now, because that's going to be a pain to get fixed. Oh, that wasn't even clamped on there. Oh, lost a washer. Got it. Well, let's see if we can make this one work. I don't have one in between, but this one might be less crushed. Aha! It's not as crushed, so it is now. Much better. Now, get past all these fun wires. Get down here. Put in place. Back on the coil. I probably didn't bring in a small enough wrench. That's okay. get it back. I'll put that back. Beautiful. Oh, I did have the right size. Look at that. There we go. Now to see exactly where I think I need to go. Oh, sorry, bumped you guys. I think I have to go to that bolt there. I do. Let's see. Half inch? I might have to get a longer bolt because I think that's too short of a bolt because it's just for the water pump. Don't leak on me. It'd be my luck. I'll go to do an upgrade to my poor old tractor and I make things worse. The reason why I want to get this alternator on here, for one, to charge the battery. Two, I'm always working late. So I would really like to put some lights on this tractor. As you can tell, where it usually sits. Right here. Doesn't have any. Oh, that's wonderful. It's a stud. Well, that's not gonna work. Is that metal too thin or thick? Well, I can't get my fat hands up in there. I can't even put it in there anyways. They even line up. Oh yeah, that lines up perfect, but my pulleys are not gonna work. I wonder if I have to flip that around. This, yep. I think I have to flip that around. As far as that bracket up top, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do. Now, I have it sitting in there just ever so slightly. I mean, it is loose, but I'm trying to get this top adjuster bracket to fit on that small stud. Let's see if I can zoom into it. Right there. And unfortunately, I have to grind down the end of this little dude so I can fit it on there. I tried grinding it just a little bit, but I'm gonna take you in here and we'll get it ground down. That looks better. See if I can get it to focus. That looks way better. Now, I know it's not even, but I need this side to be a lot thinner up here. It's hard to point and hold the camera at the same time. All because this is the part that sits up against the water pump. Do you ever have one of those days that you just feel stupid? Guilty. I overlooked where that bolt bracket for the top of the adjustment of the alternator is supposed to go, and doesn't go on the water pump. It goes below the water pump. Here, I'll show you. It goes on that bolt right beside the coil, right there. That way it gives enough of an arch to come up here on the front side of this alternator. Let's get that bolt back there out. Pressure is it's off my screwdriver. Nope. It is 11/16. I mean, 9/16. It has definitely been a day. All right. She's stubborn. See if I can break it loose by double wrenching it. Perfect. Now let's really hope that this bolt is long enough. I'm pretty sure this one will be a whole lot easier than trying to find that metric thread for the water pump. This should be just a standard thread bolt. Indeed it is. Let's see if we can get this dude in here. Especially with the longer bolt and that coil. It's gonna be close, but I can get it. When I removed this alternator kit, shoot, I think it was back in spring when I went? No, it's been a few months ago, midsummer, early summer. I don't know. I think I've slept once or twice since then. Anywho, whenever we stopped there, most of this was missing on the front of the tractor. So I was kind of just guessing where it went. If I was thinking, I should have just, I don't know, brought my phone and recorded. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. Now these wires I'm going to zip tie up out of the way. Neighbor must have let the puppy out, and the puppy doesn't want to be outside. I'm not going to leave them too tight because that one's got a rub, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to jump fire from wire to wire, but I will get there, I promise, and I will replace the plugs and wires, and I'll go through all that fun stuff. But now, ta-da! Ooh, yeah, that looks not straight. Alright, well, I got this top bracket on. I know the alternator's sitting kind of crooked. It will straighten itself out as soon as I tighten up this bottom, because it's a little on the loose side, but as soon as I tighten it up, it'll be fine. And then this one is tightened. It may not be the straightest, but it'll be okay. It should stay on. Now I know I need to tighten the belt up a little better, but I'm just trying to get it to where I can test the alternator. Let's give her a whirl. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. magnetic, and it's not. I mean, you can sit there and just barely bring it over there to it. Nothing. I'm hitting none. Not even on the back. So this alternator's no good. And not only that, I realized I don't have any wiring to wire it up from here to the battery. So I guess I have to go get an alternator. See you guys soon. Well, everyone, it's been a few days. It was like in the, high 40s when I last recorded, and today it's a high of 16 this morning. And right now I think it's maybe 22 degrees. So it's cold. Winter is among us. So I'm gonna get back on this old Ford and I'll show you guys what I picked up. I have a 1-wire alternator with the old pulley on the front. Of course, it looks filthy still. And some miscellaneous wiring and everything. Connectors so I can get the wire from the back of the alternator up to the battery so we can actually get some voltage for this thing. So I'm gonna get you on a stand and I'm gonna continue on getting the alternator put back in place. Now, I know I said I was gonna order a belt. Forgot. That's okay. That one will last. It doesn't look the best, but I mean, I don't use this thing every day. Maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but I still want my battery to be charged. I use it more than that during the summer. Wintertime is probably gonna sit, so I'm gonna take the battery out, let it charge all winter, and whenever I need it, I'll just throw the battery in. It's pretty simple. So let me get you on a stand and I'll get back at it. All right, when I last left off, I had this thing flipped the other way around. So I went ahead and got it all set back up. I'm hoping I can actually get this to fit on here properly without hitting every kit and caboodle thing. Because I don't remember. Yeah, this is the way it's supposed to go. So sit in there like so with this. Get back on there. Get that bolt out of there. Oh man, they had to put it on there tight too. And I didn't bring any tools. Grr. It's okay, just smash the finger, you don't need that. It's cold. Oh man. It'd be really nice getting this alternator put on here so I don't have to worry about losing voltage. Last time I played with this thing, before I box bladed with it, I had a 5-foot bush hog on the back and I was taking care of my fields across the road, all around the pond, and about after an hour of driving it, using it, the voltage dropped enough that it kept dying, and I barely made it back up to the house before the battery kapooted out enough where the coil wouldn't run, wouldn't keep firing. I guess I can't work and talk today. Oh, twist. There we go. Let's see. At least get this bolt started enough to get the bottom bolt in. Ooh, that's going to be close to that fan. Now don't laugh. The bolt that goes right here, the last time when I took it apart, it had this long monstrosity, and I forgot to get some new bolts. Again, like I said, it's just an old fun tractor to play with. I am just going to get it where it works. We'll go from there. Where's my adjustable hand? There it is. Never fails. Now these nuts are on here just for spacing, of course. And I'll have to get that spacer right here pushed up. So I will turn on it a little bit. Be able to put the last spacer and the lock washer in there. Well, pardon me. Come back. Sure hope I don't hit that. If I bring it up that way. Yeah. You know, homemade brackets sometimes work great, sometimes do not. But you work with what you've got and you go on from there. Okay. I know that there's no need for me to take this back off and put the other nut, but I want that lock washer on there. You can definitely tell it's cold when the tools are even cold. Now, I know you're not supposed to keep these batteries out in the cold. They have been in my heated bathroom in there. So, that's not an issue. That battery's not frozen. And it's fully charged. The cold is just brutal sometimes. Even the tools don't even want to work. Before we go too crazy, I want to be able to modify this thing where it's not hitting. I'm right in your guys' way. My bad. There's that, so that shouldn't droop down. Now I just gotta get the belt a little bit more tight, and then we should be good. Did I not tighten up the inside bolt? No. That's all right. I can still get it. Sorry, I'm sniffly. All the cold. Readjust this a little bit more. Now everything should clear. Yep. Now we'll tighten up that last bolt that holds this top adjusting bracket on. See if I can get my hands up here. Oh, I gotta tighten up that bolt on the water pump too. We don't need that to leak. Once we get it started, I'll check the voltage and also let it run for a little bit so I can clean the spark plugs up with a warm engine so I can warm my hands up. Now, into that one. I love winter weather. No, I don't. It is pretty. I like it when it snows. I don't like it when it ices. I am just rambling on. I apologize. Get out of the way, spark plug wire. I hope this belt holds up for a while. Now I know I still have to tighten up that bolt on the bottom part of the bracket. That will be another one I don't want to forget. But I am curious to see. This one should charge. I had them test it in the store because it is a remanufactured. Sometimes that just happens. You get a bad one. I worked at O'Reilly's for over 7, almost 8 years. So, I mean, it happens. I've seen it. Accidents happen. We're all human. one is tight. Let me get that bottom one on. And we should be good to go. All right, my ichrometers say that should be an 11/16. Yes. For the front. Maybe. Oh, that must be. It's not 11/16 on the front. It's probably a metric bolt. It's just one I had laying around in the shop. So we'll do my one size fits all adjustable hammer. Perfect. We'll test the alternator, make sure that it is putting out the voltage we need it to, and then we'll hook up a wire to the battery. We'll be good. Super cold start today. Uh-oh. What's it hitting? Oh, is it hitting on that? It might have a self-clearance, some things, huh? Throttle. Well, looks like I'm taking that alternator back off. I have a little drill that I can spin it up to 1000 RPMs, which is, they say 900 is the minimum RPMs to be able to charge, and now it's not charging. So, you win some, you lose some. Gotta take this one back off, head back to town this evening. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the spark plugs up. We can still fire it off with the alternator not charging. The battery's plenty full. It's got 12.4 volts, so we can go ahead and just finish up what I was going to do, and then I'll get back with you guys again when I get another alternator. Third time's a charm, right? I guess I'll pull this alternator off again. You know, it's fun. Ta-da! Right, let's get these spark plugs off here. I'm gonna do one at a time. Oh, that was loose. Let's see how bad and carboned up they are. Oh yeah. Boy. It is carboned up pretty good. It sure is burning a lot of oil. Well, I'm going to go rebuild these real quick. I'll be right back. All right, this one's back. This one has the wire wheel rebuild. Don't look too shabby. There we go. Now you can see it better. All right, the gap is pretty decent. It's within spec at what'd they say, 35 thousandths? So, at least that's what I read on the internet now. You know how the internet can be. One person will say this, the other person will say this. The book will say this. I don't have the book. But again, I'm doing this just for fun. Okay, that one's good. Next. Yummy. Now this one's rebuilt. Not the prettiest, but still good. Boy, those are some dirty plugs. That one's a lot better. Still a little dirty down inside. Now, the one thing that I do and how I clean these is I just use a very soft bristle wire wheel, and then I spray out, oh sorry, it won't focus if my hand's not there. I'll spray the inside to get any of the oil deposits that's left in there or any carbon out of there. Now that one, I don't even think is firing because it's gas fouled. I don't think that one's burning at all. It's super clean, even inside. Close the gap a little bit more on it. I wonder if that's the wire that's cut. It's arcing off somewhere else. Probably. I do need to get a new set of wires for this thing. I guess I can just go to a local farm store, Hirsch. They have them in stock. Oops. I am going to trace that wire though. One of them is cut. So, get on there. No, that one's not cut. It's right here. Oh, but it is corroded. That couldn't be the issue at all. No. Not one bit. Let's see. Don't laugh at my wire brush, it's rough. I can't get that boot any further. Maybe I can. Now, there we go. Let's see if I can just... Man, that wire is just rough. It's RUFF rough. Well, just for fun, I'm going to clean the other three. Oh, see, that one's really nice and clean. Okay. Don't need to clean that one per se. I'm going to push that belt down out of the way. So when we fire it up, I know I won't leave it running very long because of the water pump. This side's good. And this side's good. That thing's only been running on 3 cylinders. Well, how about that? Let's see if she starts any better. Let's turn the fuel on. See if I can get this thing to really, maybe, possibly fire on number 1. would be very nice. So I'm going to pull this thing off like so. That one. Let's take a look inside. Oh yeah. It's so corroded. I'm going to see if I can rebuild this spark plug wire. There ain't nothing in that. There's one. There's no wire in there. Oh, it's fiber. Gotcha. Well, let's see what we can do with this. There we go. Now, let's see. Come on. Get on there, boot. Ouch. Ah. Are we gonna have all 4 cylinders now? Oh. Just because you can't feel it doesn't mean you burn your hands. I lost my hand, or the feelings in my hand from, I used to change oil at a place. They would come in super hot, and I've scalded my hands too many times. So I'm gonna tighten these clamps back up, get this one replaced, and then we'll have to wait for the alternator when I go back to town. All right, got my 2 good used ones. I just cleaned these up with the wire wheel. They're still dirty on the inside. It's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this broken one and replace it. Get this all where it doesn't leak no more. Touching this nice warm exhaust though does feel better being out here in this cold. Perfect. Let me get some new bolts. Now for some fun. I found some bolts. Yes, they're used, but they do have a lock nut on there, and they're long enough, but they're metric. It'll be fine. Sometimes you just got to use what you've got. And well, when you live way out of town, this is what I've got. Double checking my work. Don't want to crank these things on there too tight, or I'll crack it like I did the last one. Yes, I will admit it. I broke the last one. I put this new exhaust pipe on. It doesn't look so new because it's a little rusted, but the other one was basically just like a straight pipe. It had no muffler on it. It was basically done. Perfect. what it is. I'm happy. Alright, now that I got the spark plugs done, the exhaust clamp replaced, the alternator installed, uninstalled, installed a new rebuilt one, uninstalled it. Now I'm going to go to town and I'm going to pick up another one. And I'm going to double check it 2 or 3 times in the store just to be sure. I'll see you guys soon. Well, I'm back with another one. You know, third time's a charm. And sorry about my voice. I'm a little under the weather, but I want to get this done. And I'll put this on. And if it doesn't work, well, I guess I will think about my life choices. And then decide to pull it back off, get my money back, put the generator back on it, and then just run it. And charge the battery. And then continue on. Okay, I'm going to get the camera set up, and then we'll get this thing put on and try again. I went ahead and hooked up the battery cable so it can charge the battery, and we'll test it off of this as soon as I get it fired up. Fingers crossed. That being said, I'm pretty sure that last alternator probably would have charged, and maybe the first one too, if I would have just wired it up to the battery. I didn't think about it having an open circuit without having that major wire, the main wire. I mean, it is a major wire too. So everybody who's probably watching this is probably screaming at the TV, phone, wherever you're watching it from, saying, "Hey, stupid, you gotta hook up that wire first." Oh, Lola and Shadow back there are playing. But yeah, I'm not the best when it comes to wiring. Now, mechanical stuff, I love it. But I guess simple wiring, I'm not good at, but I'm still learning. So, hey, it's charging. I'm happy. I can put lights on it now. And, well, she's running. Well, everyone, that's it for this video. I do appreciate you all for sticking around and going through this long video with me. I do know that at the very beginning of the video I said it was going to be short. Well, with holidays among us, happy late Thanksgiving to you all. Didn't get to put out a video. And with Christmas right around the corner, it's been pretty busy. And of course, the sun goes down pretty early. So it's hard to make videos back and forth, especially after work. But anyhow, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, if you rest, you rust. I'll see y'all next time.
Okay, let's go.